Hello everybody, great to see you and thanks for tuning in today. I really hope that something I say today may encourage you or just give you something to think about. I think peace is so priceless. And sometimes, just living in this world of ours, we're always in contact with people. And have you noticed that sometimes when we have been deeply hurt or wounded by another person, we feel that we've just been triggered deep down to our core, and it's just really hard for us to just come out of that and to feel at ease with another person that we feel that just did us no good. Whether they may know it or not, they may be clueless, or you may feel that they may do it intentionally just to hurt us. But I want to talk about in this video the power of God's love. It is that powerful. We are all wired as people to just connect with others and to love others. And first and foremost, when we believe in God and we receive His love, His awesome, powerful love, we're able and capable to be energized by His love to love and forgive other people. But wow, that can be so hard and challenging sometimes, right? I wanted to make this video today because I just like to share with you personally. I had a wonderful, beautiful breakthrough in a relationship that I had with this person I have known for 28 years. This person has said I've always been like a daughter to this individual. And I've known this person. We built a relationship for many, many years. And it's just been beautiful and wonderful. And I just truly treasure this person. But it's interesting, huh? Sometimes when we're in a close relationship with whoever it may be, a family member, a best friend, a spouse, our children, they can hurt us the most, right? And sometimes when we ourselves are physically not in good health, let's say, we're in some kind of pain or discomfort, or maybe we're just so tired and worn out. We're just really not at our best, It's hard for us to act nice to another person because we are just beyond depleted or just in so much agony and inner pain and turmoil of some sorts. They say hurting people hurt others. And how true that can be, whether we realize it or not. Well, there's one person, this lady, that I loved dearly for many years. She was going through major health issues, one after another. It was just one thing after another. Her health, it was just really deteriorating that she even had to be hospitalized for a few weeks. She lost 15 pounds and it was really bad. But then she got better. But at that time, this person has that type of feisty personality that it's hard for her, as I've known, to keep things inside. Whenever things are bothering her, she would always voice it out. And I know this to be of her personality, and I would just take it and try to be as loving, patient, and understanding as possible. Because I've been through the cycle with her throughout the years that I've seen. So I just tried my best to be understanding. But wow. There's this one time that she just really triggered a nerve within me. And she was not doing well, I know, health-wise. But she just lashed out because she was really upset at another person that was close to me, that she just let me have it and just vented out. I felt like I was her garbage dump truck. She vented out all her frustrations in this other person, all her disappointment, frustrations, and all of these negative, poisonous words that she chose to use, and she vented it out and lashed out at me. So I was listening over this on the phone when she called me up one day randomly. I think it felt like it was 10 or 15 minutes. She was just nonstop with her sharp voice. And it triggered within me that I've mentioned in some of my other videos that I'm a type of person who do not like confrontations or conflicts. I'm more of a peacemaker. I'm a Libra. I like to be balanced as much as possible. But when she did that, that just triggered in me back when I was 3 years old, when I had that barking dog chase after my sister and I when we were a little girl in our apartment complex. And I can hear that dog, that ferocious dog, barking and chasing us across the apartment building. And I just shut the door at my sister, left her outside, and that dog just bit her all over, this ferocious dog. And my mother, I remember, had to give her a hot bath to heal all the wounds. So going back to my past childhood, anytime I hear any kind of confrontations or anything like that, arguments, it would remind me and trigger that barking dog. And I noticed that pattern throughout my lifetime growing up. When I had an ex-boyfriend also, just always throwing temper tantrums and angry, I would hear that barking dog in me. It would trigger that button within me. And then also when I see my husband in maybe not in a good mood, he was in a bad mood, or he vent out frustrations, within me I would hear that barking dog. And this same thing happened with this lady I've loved dearly for 28 years. But she wasn't in good health. And therefore, she just let me have it with her disappointment and frustrations with this other person. Somehow, she just wanted to vent out to somebody, and I was that listening ear. But ever since that, my point is, ever since that time, this happened 2 years ago, my relationship with her has been strained. She may think that she did nothing wrong, because that was just her and her personality. And of course, I never confronted her with this issue. But within me, my relationship with her just wasn't as loving and kind as it once was, as it used to be. And sometimes there's maybe some type of relationship with people in our lives that may be worth trying to heal, because that person, no matter what, is going to be in your life. You know, other people, a stranger or whoever we may come across, if they were to offend us or trigger something bad in us, you know, we may never see them again, and that's fine. But when there is a person that's close with us, that's going to always be in the picture, it's just something that we have to deal with. And it's our own personal inner issues that we have to work on. And that is my main point with this video today, that I hope to encourage you with something that I say, to give you something to really think about and to look more within us. It's hard, they say. There's this quote from an unknown I like to read to you. It says, "Consider how hard it is to change yourself, and you'll understand what little chance you have in trying to change others." You know, sometimes we just like to point and blame other people from hurting us, and we want to try to make them change. But how hard it is, if it's going to be that hard for us to change ourselves, how hard it is to change others. But I believe that once we come to that enlightenment, the awareness that we can look within us rather than blaming others, but look more within us and try to change ourselves for the better, for the kingdom of God, to help to love and to just to grow and to evolve as a person. How beautiful and how delighted I believe our Heavenly Father God would be with us. So what happened was that through these 2 years working on myself, every time I saw this lady, I said, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to see her again, because I couldn't escape from her. She was always in the picture somehow. And I would just try to stay neutral, because I would try not to let her bother me. But my relationship with her was not the same. My voice, my body language, it just couldn't be as genuine and as kind and loving as it used to be towards this person. And I felt bad, but I was so deeply hurt and wounded. And it just, that unforgiveness and that resentment and bitterness that was starting to fester up from 2 years ago, it was just something I knew, like, okay, as a believer, I know I have to love and forgive this person. But wow, how hard it is, isn't it? When you've been wronged or it wasn't fair, but we're just hearing other people lash out all their negativity, all their venom on us somehow, how hurtful it is, because we become so wounded. And that wound was so open, and through time, I try to close it up. I kept telling myself, okay, time heals all wounds. Let me just hopefully get over this wound that she just opened up within me. And it was extremely difficult. But I knew somehow, some way, I'm going to have to face my issues with this person, this lady. And thankfully, through time, with God's Spirit, His love, His kindness, His grace working within my heart, it just helped. He helped to heal me. And I knew that it wasn't the fault of this lady, because it says in James 3:2 that we all of us stumble and fall in many ways. We're not perfect. And when Jesus says in Luke, when He died on the cross for all of us, He says, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. And it says in the Greek language, that word forgive is like divorce, just like disengage. Father, forgive them. Father, just disengage from these people that hurt us and wound us, for they don't know what they're doing. And that is so hard and so challenging for all of us as people, isn't it? But God, as His example, as Jesus' example, He wants us to just abort, cut off the cord. People don't know what they're doing when they hurt us. They're wounded. This lady, she was such in poor health that she herself, it was hard for her to be kind, to have that nice voice tone to others. And for some reason, she just lashed out on me. I was the doormat for her, and I just took it in. But the breakthrough happened today. I finally, when I saw her, met up with her again, there was that genuine, neutral love and healing. We had this beautiful conversation for like an hour. I gave her that genuine time of day to have that listening ears, to be caring for her life, what's going on in her life. And we had that delightful conversation that we used to have that 28 years in our relationship. Because that relationship with her, it was worth it to me. And that's why, just something to think about. Some relationships may be worth salvaging. I'd like you to think about that. Some people's relationship just may be worth salvaging in our lives. That person, that family member, that spouse, that child, that neighbor, is it worth salvaging to you? Are they going to be in your life in close contact? Are we going to always have that bitterness and fester up all that unforgiveness within a heart that just poisons us, that destroys us? They say that the mind and our physical health, it connects. And when we start to get a stomach ache, or we ourselves start to get headaches, or our body is not physically doing well, let us check to see, how is our mind doing? How is our heart doing? Is there something that we really need to clear up, that just needs to have more peace within another person that we may be in close contact with, that has that unforgiveness that just been festering up for way too long? Do we just really need to release it and give it to God? Do we really need to ask God for His love and grace to help us to heal our wounds, to make us wholehearted, so we're able to give His love to others? It says in Galatians 6:9, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. It's so hard to keep doing good, isn't it, sometimes? But God tells us He wants us to keep on doing good, keep on being kind to others, to give them that love that they don't deserve, because we don't deserve that love from God. He wants to be that example of His love that energizes us, that fuels us, that gives us that power. When we are filled and overflowed with God's love, then we are able to, just like how I was able to give God's love and His grace to this lady that I've been in relationship for so many years. That breakthrough, let me just share with you, I felt that release, friction, that conflict that has been festering in my heart, I finally felt that beautiful, loving breakthrough, and I am just overjoyed and so glad that I just wanted to make this video to share with you that hopefully you can also, if you have that certain someone in your life that you feel that you have some unforgiveness for, I pray that God may just speak to your heart today, that you may pray for God's wisdom, guidance, strength, that He can help you within your heart to just pray for that forgiveness for that other person that you have been wronged from, that you may have that ultimate peace. For peace is so priceless. It is just so beautiful. The power of God's love gives to us an ongoing strength and energy. It's amazing, God's love. And we are wired for love and to connect with others. I pray that something that I said today may help you just to think about and ponder. If there's somebody in that you have a relationship that's worth salvaging, I pray that you may be released, that you may have that free-flowing river of life in your heart, that you may be able to be freed from that disharmony, that conflict that has been poisonous in your heart, that may help to heal you, God's love, that you may be physically more healed because your heart and your mind has been healed also. And I will leave you with this verse from Ephesians 3, chapter 3, verse 16 through 19. And it says, I pray that out of His glorious riches, that He may strengthen you with power through His Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power together with all the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide, how long, how high, and how deep is God's love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. Only through God's love, how wide, how long, how high, how deep God's love is, when we are overflowed with His love, that we are able to give it gladly through God's grace, through His strength. Keep on doing good, for we're going to just reap a harvest of blessings when we choose to release any conflict that we have been wrong from others, and to choose to forgive and to give God's grace of love, so that you may have the ultimate peace. And I hope to have been some type of example to you with my breakthrough through this week. I'm able to just have that joy, that peace, that love in my heart. And we need more of that to spread more of God's love to other people who surely don't deserve it. For again, when we are all not doing well at a place in our life, when we're not in good health, we can be that much more not pleasant with other people. But let us as believers have that love and understanding, that patience and kindness from others, and not to take things so personally, because I know we can get so sensitive sometimes. And if they do trigger these past wounds or issues within us, allow God's love to heal that wound, that we may be whole and complete, united in God's love, and to be united in fellowship with Christ, with others. God bless you. I really, truly hope that something I said may help you to keep on keeping on and do good and love others. I'll see you next week, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. God bless you. Goodbye.